Hey guys, it's Babypowder and we're back with another one of our loot videos for our 2 on Run series part 2. And this week is week 22, which means we did Pit of Saron and we went back to RFD. Yes, we did RFD for a second time for the 200 Run series, sort of like we did with Sunwell and stuff. But it's with this series, once again, we're trying to rush to 10 million. So we are doing some farms again, especially since we've sold items previously from those farms and really just trying to make that 10 million as fast as possible. So we will do things again, but we're kind of coming towards the end, and that's why we kind of threw in Pit of Saron. I saved it for near the end, just like I did the first time around, because you really don't expect too much from there. It is really quick though, so that's a good side of it. But really, you're mostly just aiming for those battered hilts. You get lucky, as long as you bring a tailor in there, you get some of the patterns and things, but you can get those from the other dungeons as well. And typically I feel like I usually get more of the patterns from other Wrath dungeons than Pit of Saron. But again, the big hit is going after the battered hilts, and I was really hoping this time around we would actually get a lot more of the battered hilts than we did the first time. I felt like we got kind of shortchanged. If you remember back with the first series, only ended up with 3 battered hilts. And really that did not seem like a lot given that we did 200 runs. And if you were watching stream, following along, you notice it wasn't going too well this time around either. But we'll have to wait till we get to our bank offs and see if we did at least match series 1, or if we actually beat them. Again, it wasn't going too hot with the stream, during stream and everything, but we did have some runs afterwards. And we went back to RFD hoping to maybe get another one of those rich purple silk shirt patterns. That was the big thing we were really after, seeing that we did get one the first time around. We did it for series 2. Now we didn't get one for series 1 at all whatsoever. But yeah, we did get one this time around, and we already sold it. It's a really nice thing about those rich purple silk shirt patterns. Now, I've never really tried to sell it for the same amount of value people have overinflated it for, but around the 500 to 600,000 range, it tends to sell really quick at that amount. So that's where I feel comfortable trying to sell it, because it actually sells instead of just sitting on it for like a year. But if you can sell for more than that, then that's just awesome. But also it was nice to get into RFD to try to get some saltstone pieces, specifically saltstone legs, and RFD is well known for that, and that's because recently we've sold I think we've sold saltstone legs 2 weeks in a row now, so may need to restock those. Also, there are some specific blue items we didn't get the first time that hopefully we got this time from RFD. And again, it's all about having variety, so trying to have each and every item that you can, or as much as you can from that dungeon that it has to offer, is great. That's why we do so many runs, to try to get everything the dungeon has to offer. But even with that many runs, we still miss out a lot of the times. It's just how RNG goes. But anyway, guys, I think that's going to wrap up everything as far as why we did these dungeons this week and what we're going to be looking for. As always, if you guys do enjoy these videos, go and smash the big thumbs up. Lets me know that you like it. Also helps out the channel. And do not forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss the next one, which will be, again, we're going back to another one, which is going to be Zul'Farrak. But as always, guys, we will start this off on Proudmoore, and we're going to take a look first, I think, this week at Pit of Saron, since that one should be rather quick because you don't really get too much. Although, even though you don't get too much, and I was running this with my slow druids, I still was finishing my 10 runs in like 25 minutes. So still really good timing. It's very, very short. You don't kill any bosses and anything. And then we will check Thrall and to conclude the 200 runs, and then we'll jump over and do the exact same thing for RFD's loot. All right, guys, first bank alt up. All right, so Proudmoore and Pit of Saron, what did they get? Let's take a look here. So again, not much. Actually still more than Molten Core. Molten Core didn't really have anything except for materials. But we got our low value stuff up first. We'll just quickly go through. Snow Blossom Staff, got a few of those. We also got a Wintry Claymore here. And this is something I think I feel like I've noticed too. I think, and I could be wrong, but I think Pit of Saron actually has, and maybe some other ones do too, you do run it on heroic, and maybe if you ran some of the others on heroic, you get different stuff too. But it does seem like some of the green items are different. Not all of them, but some of them seem to be a little bit different than what you get from the other dungeons. But we got an ice pick here. Also have a blackened blade here for 6,000, and then another blackened blade. And then we have an ivory shield here for about 8,000, and then a damaged necklace. Now that's actually like a quest item. It is, you know, only around 3,000, but look at that sell rate, 0.043. And I have actually sold those in the past for a decent amount for being under 5,000 in value. Then we have our high value greens here, and we have this precipice I can't you know talk tonight. Precipice long rifle here for almost 28,000. Does have a lot of shared appearances though, unfortunately. We also have a brutal ballista, only has one shared appearance, only 60,000.004 sell rate. So not really that bad with it, you know. Trying to say it's not really over inflated because it's only like 60,000 and only one shared appearance. Then we also have this bleak scythe here. This one is actually unique at almost 24,000 at 0.005 sell rate. Then moving on, we do actually have our patterns here. So we got a pattern for the rustic workman shirt. I actually have one of these on each realm, 99,000 0.009. A blue workman shirt here, 88,000 0.008 sell rate. Green lumberjack shirt for almost 100,000 0.013 sell rate. And then we also have a blue lumberjack shirt for 58,000 0.015 sell rate. And then a red lumberjack shirt for 95,000 at a 0.008 sell rate. Now, if you guys actually do watch the cleanouts as well, you'll notice a lot of times when we do sell these patterns, a lot of them are selling around the range of like 5,000. Now, we've had some weeks where they've sold for about 30, but I feel like the red lumberjack shirts and things, or even the workman's, those are the ones that tend to sell really low. Sometimes the blue ones do too. I feel like the green ones though sell rather well, and you actually get a decent value out of those majority of the time. I can't really remember with the rusted ones. And then moving on, we have our battered hilt. So we do actually have two on this one. It's 120,000 0.008 sell rate, and we've got two of those. So far we're behind the series one. We'll only have two. So we'll have to see if Thrall actually has any, see whether we at least tie with series one or if we actually beat them this time. And then we did get another epic here. It's just an epic ring though, unfortunately. So I'll just try to get like 1,000 gold for it. Signet of Edward the Odd. And then these blue items you see over here are actually what I got off the lockbox. Only had 2 lockboxes, so we got one item for each. We got this robe here for 7,000.004 sell rate. Has a bunch of shared appearances. Same thing with the staff here, 15,000, bunch of shared appearances, 0.002 sell rate. All right, guys. So for Thrall's loot from Pit of Saron, this is what we got. It's actually not even as full as Prime Wars. Prime Wars actually looked a lot better over here. So first up, our low value stuff. So minion staff here, 13,000. Still spark sword here, bunch of shared appearances, 9,000. We also have an ice pick here, which we had over there. Blackened blade, sleeted longsword, so something a little bit different. 5,000 for that one, and then another damaged necklace here. And then for our high value greens here, we have a bloody crossbow, 2 other shared appearances, only about 26,000.003 sell rate. Then we did actually get a shrieking bow. It is unique, and it's very similar to the astral light bow, although that one's a little bit more rare. But this is just like a green version of that bow, 268,000.003 sell rate. And this is actually like a decent item to try to sell. We also have the bleak scythe here, 23,000.005 sell rate. Actually have 2 of those, unique item. Petrified sword, also unique, 23,000.003 sell rate, and we have 2 of those as well. Now for our patterns, didn't get as lucky as Prime Wars did. We got the rustic workman shirt here, 99,000.009. Red workman shirt, 99,000.007. Green lumberjack shirt, almost 100,000.013. And then a red see, we're getting the red ones, they're not really that good, 95,000.008 sell rate. And then we did actually get 1 battered hilt. So we got 3 for 200 runs this series, and we got 3 last series for 200 runs. So maybe in 200 runs you are expected to get about 3, unless you get super lucky. That might just be the common amount that you can get for that amount of runs. But yeah, unfortunately we tied with them. But hey, the way it was looking with stream, I'm glad that we at least tied with them, because actually it looked like we might have only ended up with 2 before I ended up finishing up the rest of my runs there. All right guys, so now for RFD, what did we get? Starting off with Proudmoore here, let's take a look. And so we actually have a full tab of items here, and then we're gonna have some more on a second tab here. But first off, let's just quickly go through our low value stuff. So we got Tyrant's pieces, the boots, we got symbolic pieces, we also have jousters, we have lunar vest here, steadfast breastplate, night sky armor, warbringers. We also have symbolic, so a lot of the same names: warbringers, symbolic, tyrants. We'll have saltstone, jousters, which jousters we get from a lot of places. Actually, that was one of those like low pieces that's been overinflated. I'm looking for that stuff to kind of go back down before too long. Metal combat leggings. We also have the combat shield, sentinel buckler, renegade shield, conjurer sphere, and I think that's about it really. And then we have our some low value blues here, and it's just 3 scorpion sting swords here, 8600 0.005. And then we have some low value epics. Now this is one thing I noticed too. Last time we did it, we only had like, I think like 1 epic in total, but we ended up with boots of avoidance here, 13,000 0.003. Black skull shield here for 20,000 0.004. And then the ice melt jerkin for almost 12,000 0.003 sell rate. And they all have, well, except for the boots of voice, they all have shared appearances. And then if we move over here, we actually have our high value stuff. So first up, high value greens, we have the saltstone wrist, which actually looks like they dropped just below 20,000 recently. We'll keep them at high value though, because they've been high value for a long time. They do have 1 shared appearance, but 19,500 for 0.004 sell rate. Then we did actually get a pair of the saltstone legs. So if I can't recall which realm we actually sold those 2 pairs of saltstone legs on. I think it was Thrall though. But hey, we have backups here. So 97,000 0.008 sell rate. And then we also have a pair of the saltstone boots here for 21,000 0.005. And actually, it's actually saying that the saltstone legs are not unique. That's the first time I realized it. Just looking at it for that time. And then we actually have some high value patterns here, and they're both blue here. And first one up, we have the pattern for the Guardian Belt, 65,000 0.003. And then we have the plans for the Golden Skull boots. I was kind of trying to hesitate, like, did we actually get the blue purple silk strip pattern? No, it's not that. It's just the gold. Sorry guys. It's just the Golden Skull boots here, 355,000 0.003 sell rate. Still really nice patterns though, with those 2 blue patterns that we have here. And then for our specific items, now actually we did do a lot better this time. One of the rows did actually have 1 full row, but the other one only had like a half a row. So right now it's looking really good. And if Thrall has anything like this, I mean, we possibly still did better, other than not getting the rich purple silk shirt pattern, unless Thrall actually has one over there. But anyway, our blues here, we have the Stormgale Fist, have 2 of those, 88,000 0.004. And then we also have the Thoughtcast boots, and this is unique as far as Stormgale. The Thoughtcast boots are not, and they're only 29,000 0.003 sell rate. And I don't think we actually had these though, and we have 2 now. I don't think we had these the first time around. We also have the Quill Shooter, which does have 1 shared appearance, 90,000 0.005 sell rate. Corpse Shroud, unique item, 92,000. And then we have the Quillward Harness, does have a couple shared appearances, 107,000 0.003 sell rate. And then the Death's Head Vestment has 1 shared appearance, 68,000 0.002 sell rate. And that's it. And then we do have 1 high value epic. It's just barely high value though, 25,000 for this Gut Ripper. It is unique, 0.003 sell rate. All right guys, so on to our last maker is going to be Thrall's RFD loot. And to wrap up the 200 runs for RFD, let's take a look. So similar, we're going to have a almost full tab of low value stuff, and then we'll have a high value tab over here. Does look like they actually got a little bit more on the low value stuff anyway. Tyrant's boots again. We also have symbolic, warbringers, ancient. Actually, so I don't think we had ancient over on Proudmoore. Chief Gator boots here. I also don't know if we had those. May have been hidden there somewhere. Again, we're just quickly trying to go through the low value stuff so we could catch the names as we see it sold at the end of the week when we do the clean out, but don't want to waste too much time on it. We also have symbolic, so it's a lot of the same names. Actually have steadfast pieces too. I didn't see those. Also have a saltstone helm, is actually a low value piece. I think that's the only one we got. I don't think we had one of those over there. And the saltstone shoulders actually on this tune, which we also didn't have over on Proudmoore. So 16,000, almost 17,000 for those 0.003 sell rate. And then the helm was actually 60, so very high for a low value item though. Emerald silk robes, also don't think we had those over there. Almost 15,000, 0.007 sell rate. Actually very nice for a low value piece. Nice sky, and then emerald silk tunic as well. And then our low value blues, we actually got a low value blue pattern. We got the schematic for the sniper scope here for 15,000, 0.016 sell rate. Very, very nice sell rate on that one. Also have the Grim Reaper here, 8,200, 0.008 sell rate, unique item. Have the Black Dustwood staff, unique as well, 18,000, 0.009 sell rate. Robe of the Magi, unique item, 9,000, 0.008 sell rate. And then unfortunately just the Blush Emperor ring, which we'll try to get like 1,000 gold for. We got one low value epic compared to the three we had over there. Gloves of Holy Might, 16,000, 0.002 sell rate. Now I think this was the only epic we got the first time around when we did RFD. Remember I said I think we only got one epic out of all 200 runs. I think that was the only one we got. So we did beat them there. Again, it's just low value stuff though. Now going on to our high value stuff. Now as far as our greens, we didn't get as much for our high value green items. We got the Saltstone Surcoat though. At least we did get the chest piece over here. 32, almost 33,000, 0.009 sell rate. And once again, we got another pair of the Saltstone legs, 97,000, 0.008 sell rate. So even if, you know, no matter which realm we were selling those two pairs on that we sold earlier these past 2 weeks, well, we've got a backup now because each realm got ones, which is great. And then we didn't get any blue patterns, which means, of course, we didn't get the rich purple silk shirt pattern, unfortunately. But at least we did get some high value patterns here, but they're all green. We got the pattern for the Shadow Hood for 99,000, basically right at 100,000, 0.002 sell rate. We got the plans for the Searing Golden Blade here, 277,000. Really nice one with this one actually though. So actually happy to get that one. And then we got the plans for the Steel Weapon Chain for 856,000, 0.002 sell rate. Now I have said, and I still believe this is overinflated. Like, it's ridiculous to think somebody will pay that for this pattern. But if you just saw last week's clean out, I actually sold one of these for, or actually it's not on the clean out, I actually posted in Discord because it's one of the realms that we're not tracking for this series, sorry. So, you know, guys, you know, if you haven't already, join the Discord channel. I do share what I make on some of my other realms, and you'll actually see I made a nice amount off of this pattern. Typically I usually see it sell for around 100,000, but this one was over 500,000 when I sold it. So I guess given certain circumstances, it may actually sell, but typically you may be holding on to it for a while, trying to sell it at that amount, and I don't really see somebody really paying that. But typically, yeah, they do sell, but they'll usually sell around 50 to 100,000 gold. But sometimes you may get surprised, and I surely was surprised. But anyway, moving on. Again, we have a little bit more than a row, so we actually got more specific blues this time around than we did the first time around. We did it for the 200 run series. So, and it looks like we did get something different here. So we got the Bone Slasher. We didn't get that the first time around. 212,000, 0.005 sell rate is unique, and we actually ended up with 3 of those, which means since we didn't have one over on Proudmoore, we could trade one over, which is great. We also have the Ebony Bone Club here, 95,000.006 sell rate, not unique. But we did actually sell one of these recently, I think like 2 weeks ago. So, you know, we're stocking that back up, which is nice. Also got the Death's Head Vestment. Actually got 2 of those, 68,000.002 sell rate. The Stormgale Fist here for 88,000.004 sell rate. And then another pair of the Thoughtcast Boots for 29,000.003. And then these items over here are actually what we got out of the lock boxes, and you didn't see that over on Proudmoore because they just didn't get anything. But we got the Aura robe here, just a low value robe, and then we did get another Thistle T pattern, 9,000.037 sell rate. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much all it's going to be. We do, of course, got some little materials and things that we get from the chests as we're running. And they do, help out a little bit, but it's not really going to be too much. And then, of course, for our Pit of Saron runs, we'll have like some Frostweave cloth, which is not going to bring in too much gold, but hey, every little bit helps. Hopefully, we can see some good sales with these Bone Slashers. I mean, they have really nice values, got a nice look to the sword, nice sell rate, and just everything overall. Restocking those Saltstone legs. Hopefully, we'll see some more sales on that, and maybe some of these patterns, even though get the pattern we really want it. But hey, we have Zul'Farrak next week, and then after that we're back into Autumn, and we're going to try our luck again there. And hey, Autumn, we didn't get any first time around in Autumn for the Rich Purple Silk Shirt patterns, but when we did the 1,000 runs, we actually ended up with 4. So maybe we'll get lucky and get some out of Autumn. I do feel like you have a better chance of getting a lot of classic patterns out of Autumn, seeing that it seems like the mobs actually drop a lot of those patterns as well, not just from the chest inside. But anyway, guys, that's going to pretty much wrap this one up. If you enjoyed it, as always, smash that big thumbs up. Lets me know that you like it. Also helps out the channel. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss the next one, and see if we get glorious pieces out of Zul'Farrak and maybe some nice epics. Also see if we get the pattern off Godzilla again. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next video and live sometime on Twitch. Take care, guys.